Hello, everybody. Merhaba. My name is Dimitri, and today I'm glad to speak about the rise of alternative Android app stores. Let me make a short introduction. So I represent Tenjin. Tenjin is a leading mobile attribution platform known for its democratic approach. So it's actually free. You can measure all the attribution and SCAD network as well for free. As well, we provide all the features without any, let's say, hidden payments for free. And we work with many different app developers and game developers worldwide. Also work with many companies and partners in Turkey. So I'm especially glad to be here today. And hopefully next year, it will be possible to arrange the conference offline and meet say, friends and make new friends. So, as I said, we work worldwide. In Turkey, we also work with Rolik or with Rugby Games that was recently bought by Rovio, so it's quite a good example. We have offices in United States and Asia, and the European office is based in Berlin. That's actually where I'm based. So if you are in Berlin, feel free to contact us and pay us a visit. I will be glad to speak about attribution, marketing, games, exchange ideas, jokes, and so on. So let's start. I guess the hottest topic this year is upcoming iOS 15 and the previous release of iOS 14, right? So I guess Apple changed its rules and we are all now living in the new reality. So we have to deal with SCAD network, ATT pop-up, and so on. I guess you know, and we on our platform also see that budget are a bit cut for iOS, slightly cut, or some companies cut them seriously and move more budgets for Android. And obviously, because of this, competition is getting even more tough. So CPIs are rising. And that's why we also see during the last probably 2 years, the growth of alternative Android stores. So you as a developer, why would you consider alternative Android stores, right? If you are used to work with Google Play. So if you have a good game, if you have a good app, why don't you publish it on alternative app stores to get additional revenue? Yeah, so probably you're missing some revenue that other companies are getting there. Obviously, you have more chances to rank higher, right? So as I said, there are less apps at the moment there, so you have higher chances to get featured, become app of the day, so get different recommendations of app store owners. And also, at the moment, costs of user acquisitions are lower. Another idea could be to test your MVP. And now I would like to ask you a question. You can type your answer in the chat. So how do you think? How many millions of monthly active users do we currently have in Huawei store? And while you're typing, I would like to say that we constantly see the rise of daily active users and monthly active users on Huawei store and on other app stores. So, and not just the rise of players and users, but also the percentage of paying players and users, and so developers, publishers get higher and higher revenues there. So the correct answer is more than 260 millions monthly active users are currently on Huawei store. So it's a second Android store, and it's growing tremendously. Another news is that Amazon is also lowering its commission for developers, and Microsoft announced its partnership with Amazon, so most probably the interest for this store will also grow. And now let's take a short look at China, because usually when we speak about alternative Android stores, we are thinking about China. It's a very, let's say, interesting topic, and during this conference also there were some interesting speeches about China. So I guess you know that it's a place where we have a unique mobile ecosystem, with lots of different Android stores, small, big Android stores just for gamers. And that's a place where many opportunities and challenges exist, right? You have different rules, you should act different, and I would say, it's not so easy. But at the same time, many companies from Europe, from Asia, from States are already there, like Angry Birds is there, and they are working, and they're getting quite a good profit. We also see it on Tenjin. So it's a place where you have challenges, but if you, let's say, if you're ready to go an extra mile, you can become profitable there. So we know that in China, more than 80% of users use Android. And there are more than 1.6 billion mobile phone subscriptions, and it was in this winter, so most probably the number is already higher. By the way, we at Tenjin, we have some free webinars and free trainings about user acquisition in China and user acquisition on Ocean Engine, so the most popular, let's say, platform in the Chinese market. So feel free to email me after the conference. I'll be glad to share it with you. So on this slide, you have some different age groups, and you can see that the most active one is people below 35 years old. And it's not a surprise that male part of players is a bit higher in China as worldwide, but it's interesting actually that females are more active in so popular right now hyper casual games. And again, it's same worldwide. So speaking about China, actually hyper casual games are especially interesting because, as you probably heard, or as you know, if you publish a game or an app in China, you need a special permission if you have in-apps. However, if you're only monetizing with ads, you can just go straight away. Well, just of course, obviously you need localization and probably some other things, but you do not need to implement local payment systems. So for hyper casual games, it's especially interesting. Well, there are also different platforms for advertising and for user acquisition, like Tencent Ads, Kuaishou, and as I mentioned, Ocean Engine that you may consider. So Ocean Engine belongs to ByteDance, and probably you've never heard about some of these video platforms, but obviously you know TikTok, that actually has another name in China. So I would say, and we also recommend as a first step to consider Ocean Engine. The advantage of Ocean Engine is that you do not need a legal entity in China to set it up, so you can start your campaigns without also a bank account in China. However, if you open Ocean Engine, you will see that it's all in Chinese. So you need a point of contact there to get access to Japanese or English dashboard, not Turkish or German yet. Hopefully it will be available soon. So again, feel free to contact us. We can introduce you to account managers. However, if you'd like just to run a test with a small budget, you may work with a partner or with an agency. Actually, speaking about partners, we also recommend, and I guess it's a general recommendation, to start your first campaign, to promote your first app, let's say, with a partner, because it will be easier, and the partner will recommend you what to change in your app, how to localize, how to, let's say, not just to translate the name of the app or of the game, but to make it sound really local, really familiar to Chinese users, as well as to let's say, to go all the milestones of your project to make it happen in China. But be careful. So you really need a trustful publisher or trustful partner for this. So yeah, as I mentioned, Tenjin works with alternative Android stores, so you can track your user acquisition and monetization campaigns with Tenjin. And as a partner, well, you can select the one you like. We work a lot with NativeX. It's a part of Mobvista and Game Analytics, so they can help you with all the documentation and even help you to make special creative for China and localization and so on, and give you many advices, like, for instance, that to make successful, for instance, hyper casual game in China, it should be more cartoonish style and should not contain some blood elements or violence. So again, my recommendation would be to find a really local partner that has a presence in China, and also to ask for some recommendations. So if you know that this publisher has really worked and there are many successful cases with other gaming or non-gaming companies. Well, right now I'd like also to share with you an example of a recent project. It's also a hyper casual game because, as I mentioned, it's easier to publish it in China. So usually such games monetize mainly with ads. Let's say 80 or 90% of all games are monetizing with pure ads. So with China, it can be 100% to start. And as we see on this slide, same game had higher ARPU in China, and it actually also higher LTV. And if you are not yet in China, then take a look at the number below. So you can see that you're missing about 700 million of active players or mobile users if you have a utility app or any kind of app, so a non-gaming app. And this number will only grow, and it should reach about 750 million mobile users in 2025. So the biggest market, if we are speaking about, say, second and third tier markets. So I would also recommend to consider China first. So not, let's say, Brazil or Russia even, because you can go in China and find so many users, so many fans for your app or game that you can find, say, nowhere. And here you, of course, can say that, yeah, but Dimitri, in United States or in the United Kingdom or even in Japan, people are spending more in their games and in their apps. And it's actually correct. But at the same time, don't forget that here we're dealing with the largest audience, and in percentage, you have the way higher audience that is able to give you even higher amount of profit if you compare with a high paying but smaller audience in some other, let's say, European countries. So again, I would like to ask you a question, and feel free to type your answer in the chat. So what do you think? What is the percentage of paying users in China? Actually, to my surprise, even let's say 1 year ago, when someone would ask me this question, I would give probably a wrong answer. So the correct answer is 70%. So now let's take a look at these figures. Probably you agree that they are impressive. So I already said that more than 70% of users do not mind spending money in your games. So we are now seeing 5 top Chinese markets and number of monthly active users. So as I already mentioned, Huawei probably is the most interesting one, and we have really lots of new developers that are starting to using it and using it successfully. I would like also actually to mention another store called TapTap, and attention, this store has 0 commission for developers, really 0% commission, unlike any other stores. So if you publish a game there, you have 0 commission, and moreover, the store is not only available in China, but it's also available in other Asian countries, and it's growing. So also in other countries, it has millions of players and users nowadays. So let's say it's also a store to consider. So let's say to make it probably short, China and other alternative Android stores are constantly growing, and number of percentage of paying users and paying players is growing. And if you're not there, it might be that you're missing an opportunity and missing some really trustful and loyal fans and players that would enjoy to play your games or to use your apps. So if you're ready to let's say, to allocate some resources to make your game available and publish it in China and on other Android stores, you can get a good revenue. Yeah, probably it will be, especially at the beginning, while you learn to work with them, lower than what you have on Android, Google Play or iOS. But anyway, it will be significant. It could be really significant profit. And we see the trend that this percentage of Android stores and the number of users will only grow. So many large companies are already there. And if you're not, I guess, with this presentation and with others during the event and later on, you will consider, let's say, to try it. So actually, that's probably all I wanted to say today. I would like to repeat that I will be glad to send you this mobile user acquisition guide for China and the same guide for special user acquisition projects on Ocean Engine. And if you are planning to visit Berlin, I'll be glad to have a friendly chat there. And again, I hope to visit this same conference in Istanbul next year. So that's probably, and a special thanks to organizers of this event. I particularly enjoyed some of the speeches yesterday. So good luck, and feel free to contact me. And if there are any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Okay, I have a question. Thanks for it. Does the documentation requirement for apps stand for soft currency as well? Actually, yes. That's a good question. So yes, you cannot publish a game in China without a special permission. If you have any, let's say, in-apps in your game. So unfortunately, if you have any in-apps, you need a special permission. So we have 2 ways. First is to cut them off, and then you are ready to go. And the second one is you need this permission, and I'll be open with you. If you don't know, it might take a certain time, actually not weeks, but months. So sometimes it might take even 6 months or even more. So with a good, let's say, partner, publisher, he can make this faster, but anyway, you should think about some months. And afterwards, yes, so you can also work with apps. So it's it's not an easy project, it's not fast, but let's say it's a long term. So nowadays we face, let's say, trend, I guess it's everywhere, the rise of hyper-casual games. So I would say if you are into hyper-casual business, so for you guys, it's a bit easier to start because you just need to cut off all your apps. And then, well, of course, after localization, you need to localize your creatives. You need probably to make some changes. You need to add local ad networks, like Pangle is the number one, but then you are, let's say, ready to go. Actually, I didn't cover it, but if there are no questions, I can say also some words about iOS in China. So iOS is also a special thing. First of all, you need, of course, to localize your page for iOS, so it should be in Chinese, but you also need, let's say, to add a special version. And this is, you can do yourself, or I don't know, if you can also do it as a partner, but you need someone who can really create an appealing page for iOS. Again, it should be without the apps, or again, you need this permission, so it's same. Well, then I guess I will join the audience and I will also enjoy the next speeches. So once again, special thanks to the organizers, and happy to be here and happy to be in Turkey when the opportunity will come to visit all existing friends and existing partners. Thank you very much.